Good evening, Pastor Steele. Can you hear me? Can everyone hear me? Yes, good. Welcome to Class of Steele this evening. It's very good to see you all. I hope you've had a good week this week just gone. And I pray that you're going to have a wonderful weekend following Class of Steele this evening. Yeah. And I hope that you will enjoy Class of Steele this evening as well. It's very good to see you.
All right, pleasant good evening. Is everybody hearing me okay? Thumbs up if you hear me okay. Thumbs down for you, Agnes. Thumbs, Agnes. Okay, all right, that's a good one. And pleasant good evening to everyone. Pretty's looking very pretty this evening. Pretty, are you having a special occasion? Go on, share the occasion with us, Pretty.
Good evening, Your Excellency. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, I'm just coming back from a wedding.
Ah, I thought you got married. Okay.
Yeah.
You made the bride feel a little bit like, is she the one getting married?
Oh, happy birthday, Your Excellency, First Lady. Hope you can hear me.
Yes, I can. I can hear you very well.
Okay.
It's good to see you. Agnes, pleasant good evening to you, Agnes. How are you doing?
Good evening, His Excellency.
Good evening.
I'm doing well. I'm doing very well. And happy birthday, First Lady.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I hope grandmommy's birthday went well. How was grandmommy's birthday?
Oh, very good. We had a wonderful time.
Mama,
She had a very good time. Thank you. She did.
Okay. Pleasant good evening to Ruth and to Kate. Kate is now getting connected. Iloma, good evening, Iloma. Iloma, are you with us? Okay. Ruth, good evening to you, Ruth. Thank you for the lovely photos that we saw and the videos.
Hello.
Awesome.
Good evening, Your Excellency.
Good evening, Iloma. How are you?
Very well, thank you, sir.
Okay. We are not seeing you all.
Let me show myself. I am.
We can now see you. Why were you hiding?
I am at a location where I'm assisting somebody to set up a place. So,
okay.
It's a restaurant, I know. It is a restaurant, fast food restaurant. Can you hear me well?
Yes, we can hear you very well. I see you as well. Ruth, good evening, Ruth.
Good evening, Your Excellency.
Ruth showed us, Ruth had us seeing what it was like in China. It was so exciting.
How are you? This is a school that for leaders.
Your Excellency, Dr. Comfort Adu, good evening. Ruth, look, I'll show you guys something.
Who could have in the color changing it?
Oh my God.
My community and that's my building, my neighbors. McDonald's, there's McDonald's. Apartments for rentals, summer hotels and all that. So that's why I live. Yeah.
We had the privilege of getting a sneak peek of China from Ruth. And I had a big smile on my face when I saw it. Thank you so very much, Ruth.
You're welcome, Your Excellency.
Ruth, why do you have so much pretty lights in the park? Are you having a party?
No, I'm in the room. Elizabeth is sleeping. That's why we have put on those lights. I don't
Okay,
want to
you are
put on
partying.
shadow and-
I see
Looks very
Pretty is dressed up for a wedding. You are having the party lights. Bishop Comfort is all dressed up and dolled up, ready to go to the party. And Agnes is trying to find out where is the party. And Jeannie and I are sitting down here looking to see, are we invited? All
We're
right,
actually waiting for Her Excellency's birthday party.
don't worry. We are going to have we're gonna have a party. Have you guys not realized that the First Lady is actually there in person, that you can see her?
Yes, I can see her.
We will definitely plan one. I'm serious. It doesn't have to be a birthday party. It will be a get together. So we're gonna privately make our plan, all of us. Okay, we'll privately make our plans and we'll decide where it will be, when it will be, and we'll put everything together.
All right.
Yes, maybe next year we can do that. Start planning from now and see how we can all meet together next year. That will be awesome. I will be one of the happiest women on the planet when that happens.
I went to get my lights.
You're joining Ruth's party?
So Ruth, I have my lights for the party. The lights are here.
Oh my God.
All right. All right, let me put all jokes aside. Pleasant good evening to everyone. Today is the 25th, Saturday, the 25th of June, 2022. And I want to welcome you to this evening's class. The subject for this evening is energy. Energy. I want to talk about energy this evening. And the reason why I want to talk about energy is quite important. A lot of times we don't realize that everything we do, every single thing we do takes energy, effort. And the success that we experience is based on the amount of energy that we put into what we're doing. all the amount of effort, energy and effort. Today I was saying to Jeannie, hon, it looks so strange if you really think about it, that every single thing that we do, we have to put the right substance in our bodies so that we can manifest the right level of energy. But how many of you know that character takes energy? I may forget what I'm saying. Character takes energy. It actually takes energy not to knock off somebody's head when they do foolishness around you sometimes. It takes more energy not to knock off their heads than it does to try to knock off their heads sometimes. But whatever you do in life, it takes energy. There's positive energy and there's negative energy. Some people call it vibes or vibrations. Sometimes you're around a person and you get a vibe from being around that individual. Is it a positive vibe or a negative vibe? What type of energy does that person display? What type of character does that person display? But then yourself as an individual. Now, I want to talk to you about a type of energy that a lot of you might not be very much aware of. And it's very interesting because it's the one that is given the least attention. It actually is given the least attention because it's the one that we don't really focus on. We don't really notice it or really acknowledge it that it is there. And it is presence. Your presence gives off for energy. How many of you know that if I'm sat here, I remember when I first was doing the class of Steele, and we had a number of Nigerians. It started with a Nigerian group, the class of Steele, a lot of Nigerians only, specifically. And I used to do the class of Steele, and I says, guys, I can't do this. You would have individuals sitting in front of you like this. You tell a joke and you're killing yourself with laughter, and everybody's looking at you like this. The class is going on, people are contributing, and everybody's like this. I says, come on, guys, you're killing me. You're killing me here. Come on, you're killing me. Why? Because there is an energy that your presence gives off that either encourages somebody or discourages someone. It either makes them feel like doing something or it makes them feel like strangling you. It makes, so your presence gives off a type of energy. How many of you look into a mirror and look at yourself and get a vibe from how you see yourself when you look in the mirror? How many of you do it? Look in the mirror. Good. You look in the mirror, you're going like, yeah, Ruth, I know you do that. You're always smiling. So Ruth, you don't have, you're one of the persons that don't need to put up your hands about that. There are two persons in the class of Steele that don't even need to tell me about the energy they give off. Pretty and you. Pretty's always in a mirror. And I think Pretty goes in the mirror and smiles so much, the mirror says, oh, here comes Pretty again. The mirror just said, oh God, Pretty's coming. I think the camera, Pretty has a selfie camera that when Pretty holds up the camera, oh, it's Pretty again. But she gives off her energy. Pretty makes everybody look and says, what's she smiling about? What's she happy about? Now this is Agnes. Just like Agnes is always curious. When you look at a person's face, you can tell what's going on inside of their head. Agnes has this curious look. Where is he coming from? Wonder where he's going with this. And Uloma is more interesting. When I look at Uloma, I see Uloma's face and Uloma is okay. Yep, yep. All right. Go on. Come on. What's the punchline? I'm waiting for it. What's the punchline? But you as a person, I want you to listen to me. I want you to really get what I'm sharing with you. You as a person give off energy when you move, when you walk, when you talk, when you pass through the mall, you're giving off energy. Persons are feeding off of you. You're either making people happy, you're either making people curious, or you're doing something with your presence, something, and you're doing it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, 366 in a leap year. You're doing it all the time. But how many persons pay attention to that aspect of your character? How many of us? How many of us recognize the person in the cab is seeing your face? How many of us recognize when you're going to work, the person is looking at you? How do you look? How many of you know how you look unless you look into a mirror? How many of you? It's another level of appearance and attention to yourself that I want to bring you aware and make you aware of. Every time I'm walking, when I lost these two teeth, these two, when I lost those, I was the most disturbed person on the earth. Because every time I look in the mirror and I saw my smile with that space missing, and I miss my dimples, because you see when you got dimples, you smile like this, you go like, and you can see the dimples. But when I realized that those teeth were missing, I started to smile like this. So I used to walk around and, I still want to see the dimples. So I'm like, and everybody's looking at me and say, he looks like Steve Harvey. But listen, practice the energy you give off with your appearance. Practice it. It takes practice. It takes getting accustomed to how you look when you go out. Just like you bathe yourself, you put on nice clothes, and you do your hair nice and you do your face nice. What's the point of putting on nice makeup and then you walk around like this? Makeup nice, lips got on gloss, hair all well done, but then you're like, what's the point? So practice this. You see, the first lady has this face that is making me look at her. She's trying to keep a smirk face on herself. Her Excellency Bishop Comfort already does it. She don't have problems. Anytime you see some person with fat cheeks like this, it means they're always smiling. They always have a reason to be smiling. And I want you in the class of Steele Youth to practice that. Practice pleasant. You should write that. I need to learn to practice pleasant. Some people say, but when you walk around smiling, people think you're a joker. No, they don't. People think you are interesting. People think you're worthy of, wow, what is she smiling about? What is he smiling about? What day did he have? There's something good that he's thinking about. He's having good thoughts. She's having good thoughts. I could look at your face and I can almost tell you what's going on in your head. I'm a profiler. And as a profiler, we don't need to talk to individuals to know what's going on in their heads. As a matter of fact, I will teach you some things about practicing pleasant. For example, a curious person. Let me teach you about some characteristics and see which one you want to adopt for yourself. Yeah, pretty, you're always dressed expensive. If Smile was Gucci, you'd be Rolex. Pretty would be Rolex, always Smile. But let me share some things with you. I want to share some things with you, and this is gonna put a smile on your face. Are you ready? I'm gonna teach you at a different level about being ambassadors and diplomats and understanding when to say what to say, because you look at the face and you read the face, okay? How many of you know if you look at daddy's face or mommy's face, there are times that you say certain things or act certain things. But if you look at the face, for example, if Josh comes and sees me and he sees this face, Josh, please. He gets accustomed to daddy's funny face. I guess he calls it funny. Daddy, why do you look so serious? And then he laughs. But watch this. The lines in your face tell a story. I want you to start looking at some individuals now and understand the story that they tell. The lines. You see the lines? And there are some people that have those lines perpetually. Look at their faces and you'll see those lines. They never move. Do you know why? Because those lines dictate how the face is always most of the time. Look at these ones. How many of you know people that have those lines? You look at them and you see these ones. They tell a story about your personality, about your character. They tell a story. You see these ones? They tell a story. What story does your face tell when you're walking? Have you ever thought about it? Have you ever looked in the mirror and really thought about it? The reason why I like to do these class of Steele, that I could see your faces, is because I understand if I'm getting through to you, I understand how you feel about the class, and I get an understanding of you. But I want to really ask you, and I really want you to think about it. How do you look? What energy do you give off with your personal appearance? What do people see about you? They never met you. And they might look at you and they ask the question, why are you always angry? And you're thinking, I'm not angry. But your face, yes, I'm having a good day today. So why do you look so angry? How do you mean? Because it's so normal. It is so normal for you that you don't understand that other persons are looking at you and you are a turn on. They don't want to get close to you because of how you look. Now, some ladies use that deliberately because they don't want to be approached. So you have this face that says, what? And the guys, some persons, when you're passing, they'll look at you and they don't notice you. But what message do you want the world to see or to know about you? How many of you get what I'm saying? How many of you getting this? How many of you getting this? You either make people comfortable around you or uncomfortable. You either make people want to get to know you or you make people think you're best left uninterrupted. What message are you sending out there? Now, here's another statement for those who are teachers. You're a teacher. You teach individuals, or you're a mentor, and you guide and instruct individuals in how to be. The message that you speak plus the message that your face gives can be very confusing a lot of times. How many of you get what I'm saying? You need to learn to have your face carry the message that your mouth is speaking. Otherwise, you will not get your message across. Individuals will not understand how to receive your message. So we've dealt with your face. Now let's deal with something called body language. Body language. This is important. This conversation, body language, is really important. Because, you see, we're not talking about not a word from our mouths. Not a word. We're talking about first, your face, what people see coming towards them, how you change it. So I want to give you a test. I'm going to use Uloma. Uloma, you are the test subject for this evening. You don't have to do anything. You don't even need to unmute yourself because it's a facial test. Okay? Uloma, I'm going to tell a story and I want your facial expression to change according to the story. Okay? So come close, bring your face closer. All right? So we can see your face. All right. You've just had an argument with your children and you're frustrated. You're really annoyed. You're leaving home and you're going through the door and you're real annoyed. You're thinking, what am I going to do with those children? Say that to me. And then you see your neighbor that you don't like. And while you keep walking past, you see a neighbor that you like, but you're still thinking about the frustration with your children, but you see a neighbor you like. And then you look down the road and you see somebody that looks like Bishop Steele. And then you look closer and you realize that's the bishop. That's Dr. Steele. And you get close and I says, hi, Uloma. How are you? Okay. I want to stop you there for something that's important. Could you imagine how much changes you went through in that journey from your home angry to seeing somebody that made you smile? Have you noticed the changes? This is what I have discovered. This is what I have discovered. How do I want the world to view me? In spite of what goes on in my house, in spite of what goes on around me, I carry a very interesting demeanor. I'm always thinking. Always. When I'm sat in meetings, how many of you have ever been in a meeting that people want to get a response from you and you give them what we call the poker face? Some of you, somebody anger you. You need to create an environment where you don't wear your heart on your sleeve. If somebody angers me sometimes, trust me, you might never know you angered me. I've practiced it. The reason why I practice it is because you sometimes you leave people in darkness so they don't understand where they're at. And you need to practice that. Practice your face. Practice it. What's the best practice? Start walking and looking at people and see how they look when they get old. You will understand what I'm telling you. Then you look at their face. Look at my forehead. Look at my forehead. How does my forehead look? Not a line. No lines. No lines. Do you know why? Yeah, Bishop Comfort, I can see lines in your forehead. Don't try to hide, Bishop Comfort. We see your forehead. We can see the lines. Your Excellency, Bishop Comfort. We can see. But you keep a calm face. Body language is very important when you're in the public as well. Your body. Always remember that. A lot of ladies get into trouble with their partners. Equally, fellas get into trouble with their spouses because our body language tells us a conversation that we didn't say. But our body language says it. And you say, hey! Nigerian culture is very expressive. Big and loud. African culture is loud and expressive, facial. But I want you to practice your face and your body language. I'm going to close with that this evening because there isn't much more to say on it. I could teach you a whole lot of other things when we have our live sessions. I could teach you a whole lot of things, but I want this to stimulate your thinking on body language. I want it to stimulate your thinking on your facial expressions. How do you look to the person that is seeing you, that is serving you at the restaurant? The person that you're getting into a bus, you're getting into a taxi. How do you look? You're in the supermarket shopping. How do you look? You've just had a bad experience in your house and you're now going out into the world who does not know any of your business. The world doesn't know your business unless you wear it on your face. You're having difficulties, difficult times. There's some people that are professional criers. How many of you know those people, professional criers? They see you. How are you doing? Hey. They have all the antics. Hey. I'm telling you, hey. You don't know. You don't. And when you ask those type of people, you start to feel, hey, God, why did I ask this question? Oh, Jesus of Nazareth. God, why did I ask? Why did I ask? And yet, I want to tell you, hey, and all of a sudden you're thinking about your bank book, how much money you have to spare, how much you are going, because immediately you see them, they are crying. Their facial expression is like, hey, you wouldn't understand. Pretty, you just said the message. You wouldn't understand. God is never good. God, oh, don't worry, I'm believing God. Oh, I'm believing God. How do you mean you're? Please, don't be like that. Don't as soon as you see people be the person that is crying, and try to practice your face and try to practice at least getting in a few good words of conversation before people know you're needy and desperate and dying on the altar. Give them a chance to at least tell you that they are okay, and but remember, people help persons more that are excited about life. Persons who are doing things and persons who are putting themselves in a position to do better. How are you doing, bro? You know, things are not all the way that I want them to be, but you know, God remains good. I'm fighting, man. We're working out things. Things are getting better. Always find something positive to share. Always be in a position to give a good report, not always a negative report. Practice a good report. Practice when you see people that you don't think they're a meal ticket. They're the ones that are going to pay my bills. They're the ones that are going to solve my problem. They're the ones that are going to be my deliverers. Practice being individuals that stand on your 2 feet and you do what you have to do confidently, knowing that your work and your diligence is going to reward you and you are going to be successful if you keep at what you're doing. If I had to show you guys how I really am right now, can I show you? Can I show you how I really am at this moment? You know, can I show you how I really am at this moment? I'll show you. Let me show you. Look at my eyes. You see the water? Can you see water? At this moment, I am so exhausted and so tired. However, when you have something to do, don't do it half-hearted. Don't do it with how you feel. Step out of how you feel. Step out of the current emotion. Step out of anger. Step out of frustration. Step out of annoyed and just deliver what you have to deliver professionally. Are you with me? Practice it, because at the end of the day, what you deliver is what people are going to receive. If you go and you're tired, guess what everybody's going to receive? Oh, sir, come to class today, and sir was so tired. Sir was yawning, and our ma'am was so frustrated. She was so angry. What was class about? I can't remember, but it was that day that she was angry. It was that day she was tired. The only thing they will remember is your face, your body language. That speaks louder in any class that you teach. If you're a mentor, if you're a teacher, you have to appreciate the value and the power of body language. Communication is more about body language than anything else. Your eyes, your mouth, your tone, your lips, the position of your arms. Were you like, I just wanted to squeeze his neck. Could you imagine how angry he had me? I wanted to squeeze his neck. Your body language communicates. Oh, I think she was so nice. Oh my God. I'm telling you. Listen. Hey. If you saw her, girl, fine, oh, listen. Tell it. She was so fine. Your body language. Communicate. Do not allow your present circumstances, frustrations, or anything to dictate how you teach your class, how you mentor, or how you communicate with those at the office. Don't wear your house in the office. Nobody needs to know. With that, I'm going to ask some questions. Ruth, you are first up. Jael, the electricity is off in South Africa, Jael?
Where load shedding is, and the whole of my town is dark.
The whole of your tongue is dark.
It's only the hospitals, yes.
For how long?
It's going to be for 2 hours.
Okay, all right. Ruth, unmute yourself and tell us how this body language and facial communication class was for you. And it's just a snapshot. It was a fun class. I was tired and I just said I'll do a fun class. How was it for you, Ruth?
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. Good morning from my end and good evening to
Good morning to China.
Thank you so much. Yeah, this class is speaking a lot to me because it reminds me of a friend whose body language has really contributed to like, let me say, driving away people from him. Yeah, because of the kind of aura he gives out there, the energy he puts out there, the attitude he gives to people and all that. Most of the friends in his circle really find it difficult relating to him. And as you are giving us these nuggets, he is the only person just clicking to my mind. I said, whoa, indeed, the body language, the energy we carry out there, the vibes we give out there through our gestures really speak a lot. It really speaks a lot. And then I was curious to know. I was even going to ask that the facial gestures you made, you were saying that they speak so many things, and you gave the one with the lines on your head. I was just curious to know what the one with the lines mean, because I have a lot on my face here. I'm always like really surprised about certain things. So I do that a lot, and I don't know whether that's because of the reason why I've gotten those lines. Yeah. So I was just curious to know if what I was thinking is what you're going to say, but you didn't say anything of that sort. So indeed, body language really speaks louder than words. That's what I can say. Thank you so much, Your Excellency.
Yeah, those lines are as a result of what you always do. If you keep doing that, really? If you keep looking up, like looking, the lines, picture it, look at the lines, they're there, they're there, they're there,
Yeah.
they're there, they're there. If you do that all the time, that's your standard expression, you will get those lines there. That's natural. It's the same with persons that are always smiling. You see that, and it goes up. So after a while, yeah, like you, Agnes, like Agnes, like Agnes and Bishop Comfort. Bishop Comfort's a fact, man. Bishop Comfort, like she spends a lot of time smiling, man. When you, but they get fat because you're always pleasant and you see it like that. So those lines, actually, I'm telling you a deeper something in the class. I'm telling you a deeper something because those lines, for example, most persons that deal with finances, accountants, okay, this up here is always big. This up here in this area, and the reason is because they're always reasoning. And when you squeeze, you see these lines, this right in this area here coming up. And because you do it often, it stays there. And that's what defines you. That's why sometimes when a person looks at you, a person say, you look suspicious. And you think, why do I look suspicious? I ain't doing nothing. What's wrong with you? But you don't know that your body language and your face has characters on it that they look for in persons that are like that. So they profile you according to those lines that they see, because those lines they see tell a picture about you. Even if you were not stealing something or you're not doing something wrong, when they look at you, you look like somebody that's always up to something. And they see that. All right, let's go to Bishop Comfort. Dr. Comfort Adu, mommy, how have this class been for you? And what did you take from this evening's class?
Sorry. Good evening, Your Excellency.
Good evening, ma.
Good evening, Your Excellency, Bishop Dr. Michael Steele, and Her Excellency Jeannie Steele, our First Lady. Always a pleasant to be on the class of Steele, especially the youth class, where we have these young ambassadors being groomed and mentored for the future. I greet you all young ambassadors of the class of Steele. This topic today about the character and also the energy that we find in the character and other things is so good to look at. I was writing certain things down and I want us to share about it. Though the network hasn't been easy, but I believe whatever I got down will be so conducive for our looking into. I hope I'm on the question that you asked, because when I was coughing, I didn't hear what you said. All that I saw was your mute. I believe you are in the spirit. One thing about energy, when you talk about energy, most often we think that, or one would think that it is fuel or electricity or that sort of thing. But just as you said, whatever you do, it's like kinetic energy. Whatever you do, you exert some sort of energy.
Mm-hmm.
And you were teaching us about, especially the body language, how people can be noticed of their character by their facial looks, the lines on their forehead or their on the cheeks. But one thing I know is that when we look at the lines on our forehead, we normally associate it to age. We say that, yes, we say that, but I'm growing, but I'm not seeing much of that there. And people tell me that I have baby face, maybe. But when you meet an elderly person, you always find the creases of flesh on the forehead. We call it wisdom.
Yes, see, let me interrupt you.
And think,
Bishop, let me interrupt you. I want to interrupt you. That's not wisdom.
okay.
That is years of, hey, I call, if you do that for 70 years, trust me, those lines will be very strong and pronounced.
Yeah, I was coming to that. And also think there's my mother used to say tinkages. That's what she always called it, tinkages, meaning that the person will be thinking and thinking and thinking and exerting energy on the forehead. And then we have natural ones that we call dimples. And if you see the person, naturally the person will be laughing. because you look at the dimples, it makes the person's face look like the person is laughing. And then we have this build up cheeks that also shows the person being happy. All that I'm trying to say is that for one's character to be accommodated with in the first time you meet somebody, it's on your facial look. Our mentor rightly said it. Your facial look. If you meet somebody, your first time of meeting somebody, and you are carrying your previous tinkages, let me put it, tinkages or problem on your face, it will carry a different signal to the person. Maybe you are not even angry with the person, but as soon as you meet the person, and then your face will be shown as if you are frowned, or you are angry, or you are bitter, or whatever it is, because it will show on your face. The person may take it to be a different or negative signal. But when you meet a person, and even if you have pain inside you, you have challenges, and you smile, the person will be at home with you. And if he or she has something good to share with you, the person will be more willing and accommodative in doing it. What are we trying to say? The future leader, you don't carry your problems along. The future leader, you don't meet everybody and then pour down your problem on that person. You are supposed to give out what you have to the person you have met. You are supposed to help the person. Globally, if we want to put you on the global list, it should be a person who one will look up to that. Hey, I've met Ambassador Oluma, or Ambassador Pretty, or Ambassador Agnes, Ambassador Ruth, and I know she can deliver. She can help me out of this problem, because she'll meet you with smiles, though she may be having some pains, though she may be having some character, some challenges around, but then she looks to you and then she helps you out. And in doing these things, it takes energy. It takes energy. It's not something that comes overnight. Sometimes most of us, we just find ourselves smiling. But then when you don't have that, you have to cultivate it. And it takes time and it takes energy. You have to do it over and over and over again. And and in so doing, you put yourself into that character, and then you come out of that behavior or that character, to put it. So I believe it's something that one has to look at. Our demeanor or our facial look is very, very important for you to get accommodated with anybody you come across the first time. I hope I have been able to put something down. I am Bishop Dr. Comfort Steele from Ghana. Here we say good evening because the sun is setting.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Very much. Definitely, it has added value because it's important. It's important that we practice it. You know, when you are on a production line and you're doing something and one thing goes bad, you don't allow it to mess up the whole production line. You got to get back in form and keep delivering on the others that haven't gone bad. And life is the same way. When you go through a bad experience, you're supposed to just, shake yourself and go on to a positive outlook and looking at the other things that haven't failed and trying to maintain a positive outlook, and rather than carrying it with you when it's negative. Pretty, go ahead this evening. How has this evening been for you?
Yeah, good evening. I'm Pretty from Nigeria. This topic about energy, I'd like to share three things. The first one is that the class of Steele has given me enough positive energy. It's a class I always want to come in, because of the energy I'm getting. I once I signed into one international class like that, but during the class, you find out the mentor is always talking and talking. He's not looking at the people he's talking to. He doesn't want to know their body language, how they are communicating, if they are even on their video is on or not, or if they are following. So I just lost interest in the class. So I found out that class of Steele is just perfect in that aspect of positive vibe. Another one I want to say is my profession as a teacher. Sometimes you walk into the class to teach the pupils and you get this kind of noisy environment. Some are telling you, we don't want, auntie, we don't want to learn, we are not ready. You know, you even ask them, are you ready for this class? So some are saying no, some are saying yes. And when you get those replies are mostly after their break period, their recession. So they want to play. And if you force them to learn in that environment, they're not giving you back anything. They're not just getting anything. So it's better for you to, maybe come up with some stories, you play with them a little, and then you can go. Then later you come back when they are calm and teach them. So again, I remember when we had our convention, the youth convention. On that very day of convention, I had some challenges, but the energy I got from the class, it was massive. The energy was very, very positive on the high. So that made my morale was very high. I didn't lose focus. I continued because of that positive energy. So I love the topic a lot. And I want to say thank you, Dr. Michael Steele. Thank you, Dr. Bishop Comfort, and all the members of the class of Steele. Thanks.
Thank you so very much, Pretty. And you always got this smirk on your face and this smile. And it's a nice smile. It's good. It's good for class. It's actually good for a mentor when he comes and he sees people like Ruth and yourself, Agnes, and Bishop Comfort, Jair. Jair always have a smile. And I think that is healthy. Have you noticed that all the ladies' cameras are on and the two men that are in the class, Abu Bakr and Samuel, no camera? Why are you guys hiding this evening? Samuel, unmute yourself, please, and tell us, because we cannot see you, so we cannot figure out what you're saying. So Samuel, how has this class on facial expression been for you this evening? Samuel. Samuel.
Hello.
Hello, Samuel.
Yes, hello. How are you?
You can see how I am. How are you?
Yeah, I'm also doing well. Good evening, everybody. I'm very happy that I'm in class today. And as the topic, as my sister Becky have already said, is it the energy that will motivate you, then your body language expression when somebody sees you, and the person will match that you are ready. So I was also like giving an example, like assuming you are in the midst of gathering and the place is, you don't have the energy to be in the class there. And you see, wow. So I want to say, in fact, today classes, I'm taking something down so that it will help me in future. And I thank very much for Dr. Michael Steele and Bishop Comfort and Betty, what all they have said. In fact, I'm taking the note down. So I think in future, it will be able to help with some of the youth who are yet to build up. That we should always have a back in mind with how physical expression, looking at somebody, how you think what the person will even say. In fact, it's a good thing. So I'll thank you all and I'm still yet to learn more about it. So thank you very much. So I'll pause here. Bye.
Thank you so very much, Samuel, for your contribution. And I think that you are one of those from the crop of those that need to practice some more smiling and practice some more laughter. If I should judge or assess from behind the scenes, you come across as one that is very, yes, it's good. It's very practical. And you know, I appreciate what you're saying, because what you're saying makes a lot of sense. So I want to stop here and thank you for today. And there isn't any energy. There isn't any, you know, I want to really thank you for but I guess with time in the class of Steele, I hope some of me rub off on you, and equally some of you rub off on me, because sometimes I think I have too much energy. So that's all right. But thank you, Samuel, for being here. We're all unique in our own way, and it's a pleasure having you in the class. Gift Abu Bakr, and the reason why I think Abu Bakr had his camera off is because he sees he's in a t-shirt and everybody gets all dressed up for the class of Steele. Abu Bakr, tell us, how was this evening's class for you? Good evening.
Good evening. Hi, everyone. Hello.
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 Yes, good evening. How are you, sir?
You can turn off your camera so your bandwidth would be clearer. Turn off the camera and it might give you a better bandwidth. Just turn off the camera.
Okay, sir.
Go ahead.
Good evening, sir. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed the topic on energy, and it has inspired me a lot. I was listening. And you said it so that gives me the energy, because when I see you, I see passion, I see enthusiasm, and I see the zeal to help people. So today the topic was kind of for me, you know, the energy I have for youth capacitation came from you, Dr. Comfort, Bishop Comfort, and the rest. You know, I really missed, but I'm happy being part again.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. You're in Sierra Leone?
Yes, I'm in Sierra Leone, sir.
Ah, that's why they're giving you that type of connectivity. Don't worry, we will deal with Sierra Leone very soon. And hopefully you will get much better connectivity. When Dr. Comfort was first with us, we had to plead and beg for Ghana. And I don't know, but our begging and our pleading or her persistence has worked. So I think if you come into the class more often and you stick around, they will realize you're serious, and they'll say, all right, let's help the Sierra Leoneans because of Abu Bakr. So I hope you stick around and bring a few more, so that they will realize they need to pour some technology in making your connectivity a whole lot better. As I would always say, there is method to madness.
Sure. Okay. Thank you very much. Thanks in advance for that.
So make sure that you become one of the voices that make sure that Sierra Leone gets better connectivity. Please do.
Amen. Yes, sir.
That's what I'm talking about. All right. You see, you're already hearing me clear. Now I'm hearing you. They're picking up the vibe. They're picking it up. They're picking it up. Let's hear from Kate. Kate, I think Kate is in China. Kate is in China, right? Ruth, Kate is one of yours from China?
Yes, please.
All right. Good evening, Kate. In China, you should be in bed. I think that's what they say at this hour. In China, everybody's in bed at this time. Good evening, Kate.
Your Excellency, please can you hear me?
Kate, we cannot hear you.
Good evening, Your Excellency. Can you hear me, please?
Oh, you're so low, Kate. Move your hand from the little hole on the microphone and try again.
Hello, please can you hear me? Am I louder?
You're very low. Hey.
I don't know why when it gets to the evening, my microphone is like that. Is it better? Because that's the highest volume too.
Can anybody hear her? No, we're not. We're hearing you extremely, extremely low, like you're speaking from one end of the tunnel to the next.
Okay, let me log out and log in again and see. I don't know.
Okay.
What's the problem.
Okay, she's gonna log out and log in. Jail, give us your take while she comes back to the class. Jail, good evening. Jail in South Africa.
Good evening, Your Excellency. Good evening.
Good evening.
I think my experience of today was really typically class example. I've been preparing for class since this morning, knowing it's load shedding and put my laptop, everything on charge. And when the class had to start, it just didn't work. And I had lines of frustration. And until I've been telling myself, if you're not going to calm down, you will never log in tonight. So take a step back, relax, and amazingly, I got in. It goes to show what your body feel and your expression. It makes you to tick all the wrong boxes, and that is. Thank you. It was a valuable lesson. Sit back, relax, take a step back, and you might succeed. Trial Africa from South Africa. Thank you, Dr. Steele. Amazing class.
Thank you so very much, Jail in South Africa. We have all of Africa being represented in the class of Steele in this section on evenings. It's so amazing that I could say, how is it in South Africa? How is it in China? How is it in Uganda? How is it in Nigeria? How is it in Botswana? Oh yeah, we're missing Ujuvanja Kawazari this evening. How is it in Sierra Leone? I think the class of Steele is not doing too badly. Kate, try again, Kate. Unmute yourself and let's see if you get a little bit better sounding. Go ahead, Kate. Hello? Hello? Are you there? We're not hearing anything. Kate, put your number inside of the chat, and I'm gonna call you on WhatsApp and put you on speaker. Put your number in the chat, Kate. Now WhatsApp call you. Okay, if you want to make your submission, just put a number inside of the chat and I will call you and I'll call you so you can do that. Okay, let's try this. Let me see how technology will work in my favor. Huh? Save that number. You got it? Just save it and send me it in WhatsApp as a message. Kate, we're gonna call you shortly, and I'll call you shortly on WhatsApp, Kate. Agnes, give us your take, Agnes.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
This class has been very interesting and amazing.
Not like
I've
that,
been
huh?
wondering why I have those lines and those cheeks, and I've always been trying to reduce them, and they are not going down. And today, you have told me that it's as a result of the smiling and laughing. So maybe I'll start frowning more a bit. So that it will go down.
I think the cheeks being up there is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a very good thing.
But yeah, big.
Every time my mom sees me, she does this to Josh now. And I'm thinking, you don't have to do that. Once you smile, it happens by itself.
And it's nice that you have taken us through facial expression. I've actually been waiting to ask you because one time you said you would take us through communication and then body language. And I see that you easily read me, so I've been wanting to get that lecture so that you will not read me anymore, so that I'll be able to hide what is in my head.
Hiding what's in, sometimes hiding what's in your head is good if it is the negative side. If it's the positive side, it's all right to let people know your mind when it is a good mind. When it's a bad mind, that's the part that you try to sometimes keep it a little bit quiet. Kate, tell Kate turn on her WhatsApp. Kate, your WhatsApp's not on. Turn on your WhatsApp, Kate. I sent you a message in WhatsApp. Let me try it and see if we find you in WhatsApp.
Go on, Agnes, go on.
So a special expression, it's very important. It's especially, you have to be mindful with it, especially when you are not too comfortable with the environment that you find yourself, or an environment that is not friendly to you. You need to know how to control yourself. For example, if you know where you are, you can be beaten at any point in time. You don't have to be showing what is in you on your face. Otherwise, you'd end up endangering yourself. I remember being kids, when mommy does something to you, you haven't spoken, but all of a sudden she will ask you. And she will even tell you what is in your head because of how your face is looking. She would tell you what is in your head. So it really means that your facial expressions can tell what is going on in you, or your body expression. So thank you very much this evening for this topic. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I hear baby giving mommy some little troubles. But you're very welcome for your submission for sure. Let me call, I'm gonna call, where is it? Okay, so we're calling now Kate, and let's see if you can hear Kate. Can y'all hear it ringing? Hello, Kate. Can you hear us, Kate? Kate, put your mouth closer to your phone or take off your headphones. Something isn't working properly with your mic. It's really, really, really low. Okay, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now, please?
Yes, you've come alive. Welcome to the class, Kate. How was this evening's class for you? Yes, okay. We heard, yes. Thank you so much. We heard most of what you said. If I should repeat part of it, you said about being able to bring people into your circle with your body language and your facial expressions. And that is important for doing that as well. So thank you so very much for your submission. And I hope that the next class we're able to get a better connection with you. So thank you so much for your submission in the class this evening. It's much appreciated. Have yourself a fun and have yourself a good night. I know you said that you've just woken up for the class, and thank you for your commitment to class. Thank you. All right. All right, so we try to utilize technology in the best way possible so that everybody gets a chance to contribute. I will give over now to the First Lady for her submission, and you get to see more than just her pretty smile today, but you will also get to hear her giving a submission to this evening's class. First Lady, over to you, my dear.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Louder.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Dr. Steele.
How do you, Your Excellency, boo, honey, darling?
Everything. Yes, the only thing I would just encourage everyone, they would say back home, we had this term, say pause for a cause. So I would just encourage everyone to make their cause thinking, pausing as often as possible. To stop and ask yourself, what am I thinking? Sometimes we go about the day and we go from one task to another, but you never really pause to ask yourself, what are you personally thinking? Not what you're thinking about, what your next task is going to be or what you have to do, but you're thinking about yourself. What am I really thinking in this moment? How am I thinking? Because it impacts how you are feeling in the moment. So pause often and ask yourself the question. So when you ask yourself that question, you can then determine what your presence, what you're giving off, what is your presence like. So if you're thinking, I have this task to do, and you're a little frustrated, you might be thinking frustrated and you look frustrated, but not recognizing that you're more thinking frustrated than thinking about the task that you have to do. So find out what you are thinking, so you know how you are feeling, and then you know what the presence that you're giving out there, how you look, how you're speaking, then you know what it is that you're putting out. And what you're putting out, you pass on. So then you have to determine, do I want to pass on the real feeling that I'm feeling of frustration? Is this what I want to pass on to what I'm going to be doing? You don't want to pass on the frustration. You want to do your next task to the best of your ability. So identifying what you're thinking, you will know what you're going to be passing on. And then when you know what you're passing on, you know how it's going to impact your environment. Because it all, as we know, it's all a ripple effect. It's all a ripple effect. So it will affect your environment. So first, pause as often as you can to really determine what you're thinking, so you know how you are feeling. And that's all I want to say. And as well, knowing what you are thinking, if you are thinking angry too often, you will permanently look angry. And then people would want to know, why is she always looking angry? Why is he always looking sad? It's because that's your most dominant thought. You're thinking it all the time. So whether you're happy or not, you look sad. So you have to be careful and mindful of your your thoughts. What's the most dominant thought that you're having? And if you want to look happy, and if you want to pass that on, pause to find out what you're thinking. And if it's not a good thought, pause to change the thought. So I want to feel happy. I want to give off happiness. I want to impact my environment in a happy way. So you're able to have that effect that you really would like to put out there, and the energy that you want to put out there. So that's all I would like to add. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank you all for your blessings upon me for my birthday. I so appreciate and love you all. It was an amazing birthday. Thank you all for the love. I felt it. I was overjoyed. I'm still overjoyed because I love you all. And I pray that God will multiply those blessings that you place upon my life, upon your lives, the lives of your family, and by extension, your community. God bless you all. Continue to have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Be safe. Keep your eyes on your environment, so you can keep yourself and your family safe and know what's going on around you. And I look forward to seeing you next Saturday. And I pray that you will have a wonderful week until I see you again next Saturday, God's willing. God bless you all. I love you all as always. Mwah.
I think I just want to ask, did everybody hear her clearly? Everybody heard her okay? All right, that's all right then. Then that's fine. She's sitting on the desk over from me, and we're trying to use the same microphone. So that's a good thing. So now you know that her side of the office is the pretty side. My side of the office is the screen side. That's why you have this nice screen background here this evening. Guys, I want to appreciate all of you for being in the class of Steele. And I'll tell you something. If you're going to do Zoom meetings and stuff like that, practice how you look. Look at yourself in the screen and get to appreciate how you look. And remember how you look, the rest of the world is looking at you. I take pleasure in looking at people's faces when there's Zoom meetings. And I want to know who's happy in the meeting, who's alert in the meeting. I also have a good laugh at those who are bored. Then you also have those who are doing other things while the meeting is going on, and they're definitely not there. Thank God that the cameras sometimes are turned off. And you ask yourself a question when you jump on them. So, Dr. Steele, what do you think about this evening's meeting? How was this evening's class for you? And this is the response you get from those who were not really listening or those who don't know. Well, the class was, this evening's class was, it was, yes, of course. And I'm looking forward to coming back to the next class, because this evening's class was really, you got to agree with me. You really have to agree. Yes, what did he just say? What did she just say? Because you don't know. So I get nervous with those that says, you see the screen they're on all the time, and then you hear them when you ask them a question, could you unmute yourself? And the cameras are turned off, so you can't see them behind the scene. Could you unmute yourself, Dr. Steele? Because they don't know what to say. They were not listening. They were not paying attention. So they can't unmute themselves, so they will make excuses just so they don't unmute. Guys, listen. If you're in the class, be in the class. If you're in the meeting, be in the meeting. Let those that are around you know that you're in a meeting, you're part of something that's happening. Stay focused and give anything that you're going to give your attention to, give it your attention. You don't have to pretend that you are giving something your attention. Just don't show up if you're not going to give it your attention. Just don't go to the meeting. Don't go to the meeting and be bored and frustrated. You have better things to do with your time. And don't be minded about how other people show up and how other people do things. You be on your own behavior, your own character, because at the end of the day, the benefit that you get from being in any meeting that you go to, anytime you go to a meeting, it is for you. And it will add value to you as an individual. And then when you speak, you will speak with authority and confidence. I'm His Excellency Dr. Michael Steele. And the lady right there is?
First Lady Jean.
They can't hear you.
Jeannie Steele.
They didn't hear you. Louder.
Jeannie Steele.
Louder. We're the class of Steele family, and Her Excellency Bishop Dr. Comfort do say good night to the class, Your Excellency Dr. Comfort.
Hello, good evening once again. It's almost morning in China. It's almost night in Ghana, and it's already night in UK. Good evening to everyone. We hope we'll see ourselves next week. God willing. Bye.
Thank you so very much. Ruth, good night. Good night, Kate, Samuel. Good night, Agnes. Good night, everybody. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye bye.
Everybody.
Good night, everyone.
See you next week.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
And those who,
Bye.
yes, Pretty. Yes, Pretty. What do you want to say, Pretty?
Bye-bye, Doc.
Pretty good night.
Question.
Yes.
South Africa, Jill.
Bye-bye,
Good
Bishop.
night.
Bye.
Wait, Pretty's asking a question and we are still
And
streaming.
good morning to the China people.
Pretty, ask your question before China go to sleep.
Okay. Your Excellency, I was asking the whereabouts of Ambassador Doreen, Grandmaster, and Akolukoya.
Architect.
Oh, Ambassador Doreen is having some challenges in Uganda with logging on at the time because of a change in her schedule. Now there's no longer COVID. So as a result of that, her schedule is slightly changed, but she is still definitely with us. She still sees the videos and she's definitely with us. I think architect Olusogun Olukoya is the same. His schedule, because of COVID,
Yep.
their schedules has changed as a result of COVID. So persons are now not able to be here on this time because of the COVID changes. Well, not because of COVID, because COVID no longer is there and everybody's now more free and moving around to do things. So that's part of all the challenges for others. It's only us few who are still holding the fort.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
All right, guys. But everybody, have yourself a great week. And I'll see you during the week. Those of you who pop into the class, I'll see you during the week. I'll see you during the week. I know you. I know you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye, Petty.
Bye, everyone. Ruth, go and sleep. Bye-bye.
Steve, Ruth, go and sleep. It's China. It's cold in China. Go
Yes,
sleep.
go and sleep. Sleep.
Ruth,
It's hot. Yes, I heard Elizabeth saying that it's hot.
is it?
Elizabeth, we miss her this evening.
All right, guys. I'm logging off. Bye-bye, guys.